guys, welcome back. Today we are going to be playing with Undone Beauty. Undone Beauty I talked about in my 15 brands, clean brands that I wanted to try in 2019. I've heard some comments from you guys recently talking about questionable integrity of their ingredients, whether we actually are going to consider them a clean beauty brand, but they are one thing, and that is very affordable, and they are also cruelty-free and vegan. We're going to be trying today the Undone Beauty. This has, oh my god, this has no label on it. Is that weird or what? Oh, also guys, my teeth transformation is not complete yet. I went in last Wednesday to get my final veneers seated, and we made a decision on the front four. They didn't really fit perfectly, and so we just decided to have them redone. I'm going back in a week and having the front four done, but the rest are all veneered. But for now, these are a little short compared to these, so I kind of look like Snubble. Hopefully it's not too distracting. I've already gotten used to it. It's not a big deal. Anyway, I'm just glad to be able to chew again. We are starting with the Unfoundation, and I saved the little baggies because they have all of the information on them. This is so bizarre to have a completely unmarked bottle. It looks like a lab sample. We are also going to be using the Conceal to Reveal palette, which is this little guy right here. And then we also have the Warm Up bronzer. They all seem to have coconut extract in them for buildable, customizable bronzing and highlighting. So I think that this is a bronzer and a highlighter, and she is massive. I like the packaging, it's really heavy. And then I also got, you guys know I can't resist a good clear lip gloss, so I got the Lip Life with Soothing Shea Jojoba and Rosehip Moisturizing Sheer Balm with Gentle Exfoliating Applicator to smooth lips every time. And I just got it in clear. Although it's pink, it's still the shade clear. I'm gonna zoom you guys in. We're gonna get started talking about these products. I'm going to put them all on my face. If I think this warrants a wear test, then we will do a wear test. This is actually a very uncommon thing on my channel lately, but this is going to be a first impression. I've not gotten to try these products yet. Then we're going to talk about all the ingredients, all of the claims, and all of the pricing, shade range, everything. So stay tuned. You will leave this video knowing everything there is to know about Undone Beauty. Hello, welcome to my face. It's actually doing a lot better. We were coming off of a chemical peel last week and everything was feeling and looking really crazy. It finished up just in time to get this Jacksonville-sized zit right here that I am resisting. It doesn't look bad, but it was enormous. It was so swollen. So right now, all I have on my skin is the Polypeptide Cream from Drunk Elephant. Drunk Elephant sent me a bunch of goodies, so thank you, Drunk Elephant. We'll be talking about those in a future video. I'm also wearing the Seashells Daily Sunscreen from Sundays. You guys have been messaging me a lot on Instagram right now, asking me like what passes the smell test for me as far as an SPF, like a daily SPF. This is the one that I'm currently on. I'm loving it. In fact, they sent me a couple kind of as a thank you for talking about them on my channel, and I'm putting together a big kind of grab bag giveaway for 15,000 subscribers. So let me know in the comments down below, you guys, what you want to see in like a landmark giveaway for 15,000 subscribers, because I have like a lot of stuff and it's going to be a pretty big prize package, so I want to make sure that it kind of hits all the marks for you guys. This is the Applicator. She's trying to drool all over the place. It looks a little bit light, but it's going to sheer out, I think, and it's definitely a little bit pink too. This is the porcelain shade, and it says to use either your fingers or a sponge or whatever, so I'm just going to go in with my fingers since this is supposed to be Undone Beauty. And it doesn't smell or feel really like oily. It feels more like the Glossier, like it has a little bit more of like a balm serum feeling to it. It's very nice and smooth on the skin. It's not breaking up from the products that are sitting underneath it. The thing that I've kind of discovered about those oil foundations is not so much about the products that you put underneath them, it's more about how long you let them set on your skin before you put more product on. Just let them like soak in for a half hour or so, like Kosas and stuff, otherwise it'll pill up. Okay, so in person, that does not look weird, but on camera, that looks very pink and light, and also we're not getting really almost any coverage out of that. Not surprising, it's literally called the Unfoundation. So again, this is the Conceal to Reveal palette. They do say that you can use this all over your whole face if you want to achieve kind of like a cream coverage, but this is really interesting. So they're saying that we have like a dewy coverage here, medium, and like a really intense coverage here, which is one of those questionable things, right guys? It's like, is it different for different sake, or are we going to appreciate that it's different? They do this striped thing in a lot of their products. Okay, so yes, the bottom one is for total coverage. Could have just read the instructions, Khaki. So I'm going to use my fingers for this. I do like the way that it feels. There's no mirror in here, that's okay. And so this is the highest coverage one. I might go in with a sponge to blend this out because it does have more coverage than I was expecting, which is fine. But I do like having a compact that's the options, like it has all three options in it. Nice. Conceal to reveal. Okay, so that's super duper light. I'm gonna take the medium one and kind of go on my eyelids here as a little bit of a primer and to just kind of cancel out my veinage. And then I'll use the dewy one to just kind of highlight and blend. I can kind of feel a pan in between there, but I'm not sure. It might have a metal pan down in there. So this feels a lot like the Glossier Stretch Concealer, Zoogly Zoo Face, a little bit. And I dig that. I dig kind of having a version of the Glossier Stretch Concealer, that's a little bit more affordable for the amount of product that you get, but also that has like variable coverage levels depending on where you're at that day. What do you guys prefer? Like, do you like to have a concealer that has really epic coverage and then you can like sheer it out? Or do you like the idea of having options? Do you have like a lot of concealers in your collection? I like have a lot because I've tested a lot, but I don't use more than one usually on my face at a time. So that looks really beautiful. I do want to powder this just because I'm going to put a powder bronzer and highlighted stuff on top, and I want to see how well this kind of tolerates powder. I think that it wouldn't be too hard to prove that this would wear really nicely as just kind of like a dewy no powder situation. And if it doesn't, I mean, keep in mind that you could use the Conceal to Reveal palette all over your whole face, but it still has, even the most high coverage one of these has the feel of being a lot like the Glossier Stretch Concealer, so it is very dewy. Mike and I just booked our tickets for our honeymoon. We only booked them one way. We're not sure where we're coming back from yet. So if you lose us at some point, if I'm just gone for a while and you're wondering, I'm probably somewhere between Barcelona and Venice. I may have just retired to Monaco, never to be heard from again. I want you guys to know, of course, I think that it was the best option if I'm going to put permanent teeth in my face to make sure that they were perfect. But if you think this looks weird, trust me, it feels even weirder. It feels so weird having my front teeth shorter than the rest of my teeth. But it's only for like a week, so not too worried about it. So I'm using a Chiara powder because I want to give it its best shot. So we're literally using like a $60 powder with like a face of makeup that probably cost me under $40 total. All about give and take, you guys. I also just found out that there is a Goop store in Austin. I'm like, I've been on South Congress for like a full day, 2 weekends in a row, and I still have not seen this Goop store, or I would have gone in. I just like can't believe that. I thought it was gonna be like a South by Southwest pop-up or something, but it's not. It's like a permanent thing. And I cannot believe I've A, never heard about it from my like hippy dippy friends, or B, that I've never like seen it or heard about it, and I think I must go. Also, Nordstrom is doing a clean beauty, natural beauty pop-up right now, and I posted about it on Instagram yesterday, and I think that I must go to that too. They're gonna have everything there. This place has everything. They're gonna have like Noto and Axiom and I don't know, a bunch of like Well People. Not that I can't get Well People at like Target, but still, like they're gonna have just a big pop-up of stuff that that I want to go and like touch. If there were cuts and then suddenly my nose is red, it's because I'm just wiping the hell out of it. It just keeps running. I do like how well this layers this concealer, because you know, I got me some spots, and it does seem to layer pretty nicely, even on top of the Chiara powder. Not gonna say it's gonna do that on every powder, but the Chiara is very agreeable. Okay, so initial thoughts. This is really beautiful on the skin. Really, really beautiful. Let me change my battery pack, and then I will zoom in and show you. Okay, so a little creasing where I always crease, but the finish on this is so pretty. I mean, for a lightweight foundation that we weren't expecting like a ton of coverage from, I still get this really pretty finish on my skin. Nothing's doing weird, oily, creasy things. Like, you can still see all my freckles and everything, but I was able to achieve really great like buildable coverage with that compact of the different concealers and maintain this nice kind of dewiness on the rest of my face. All right, going to pull out my Eco Tools brush here, the big fluffy guy, and we're gonna go into this warm up bronzer. So these are made in Taiwan, but produced out of Willowbrook, Illinois. And that was my actual concern. I was like, Taiwan, are we talking about cruelty-free or no? But it is cruelty-free. I'm just going to grab a little bit of that and just touch it on the back of my hand before we go right in and warm up the face. This is a very warm bronzer. So this is not necessarily like what I would call a contour. This isn't like tricking the eye into thinking that I have really nice chiseled cheekbones. It's more just like a sunshiny tan bronzer. Wow, a little goes a long way though. I just like dipped my brush twice and like dusted it off on my hand. So that'll just pretty much warm up your whole face, won't it? So I kind of totally love that, the color of that bronzer. I think that that's beautiful. Okay, I'm going to take my Thrive bronzer on a smaller brush and use that to kind of contour a little bit in the hairline and stuff. This is a much cooler toned bronzer, and that's going to help this be more natural looking. So it's not just like gold, you know, we end up with a couple of different tones and it sort of fades away from the eye a little bit better. Because I am very, very pale right now, and so convincing the world that I am a little tanner than I am requires some work to make it look natural. All right, let's see what we can do with this on my eyeballs here. I'm going to start with the kind of lighter brown shade, because these really do have this like shimmer sheen to them that looks like eyeshadow more than it looks like bronzer to me. Okay, I'm going to go into kind of the champagne-y shade right here. Nope, there's no mirror there, Khaki. Okay, try to get that up there in the brow. This is just very easy, highly pigmented, very creamy, nothing cheap feeling about this. I would believe you if you told me that this was an expensive product, especially in comparison to like the Aerie Perez eyeshadow palette, which I'm sorry, I just on that all the time, but it was really disappointing for the price. I'm gonna take my finger in that same little champagne shade, go a little inner corner here, and I like to do a little outer corner too. This is super highly pigmented though. I'm very impressed. That might be a little bit dark to use as a highlight. I mean, I'm still gonna try, but I do think that this has a little bit of a threshold, I guess, in terms of who can use this as a highlighter shade, because it's so gold. But talk about functionality. If you do find that this works for your skin tone and these colors excite you, this does have a consistency to it that lends itself really, really well to being an eyeshadow. I mean, it really functions just like an eyeshadow. I'm gonna dip a very small brush into the kind of cooler toned brown, and I'm gonna work that into the crease. Just test the limits of what we can do with these. This is a Sigma brush. It is the small tapered blending brush. I love this for building the crease. It's kind of like the Makeup Geek one, it's just a little bit bigger. I'm going to take a little bit more of the concealer and kind of clean up under my eyes. I do feel like there's like a, I don't know, an undetectable level of fallout, or like my eyes absorbed my concealer a little bit. And you can really play on top with this stuff because the powder that we put on was not particularly, you know, super duper thick. I'm gonna take a little baby brush here from Thrive and just kind of tap that. All right, so let's take the same kind of Eco Tools brush here. I'm gonna go into a little bit of blush. What do I wanna use? We're gonna go for Rosy from Thrive here. I've been falling back in love with a good pink blush. Probably one of my favorite pink blushes. I like it because it's got just this little bit of like golden flecking in it. And oh yeah, FTC. I have to like disclose all my partnerships now, like every single time. So I am an affiliate for Thrive. In case you didn't know, there is always a code underneath my videos where you can get 10% off your first order at Thrive. Oh, I just love it so much. I think I put too much on. I love blush, if you're new here. Let's go into the other side of this and see if this works as a highlighter on me. I don't have the most faith, but it kind of reminds me of Champagne Pop, which I'm able to use. Wow, it's pretty dusty. Okay. So it really verges on almost too dark for me. But for a sun-kissed glow, and pretty much anybody who is my skin tone or darker, I think you can get away with that. I'm gonna throw on a brow and some eyeliner and some mascara and stuff like that, and then we will come back, we will put on the gloss, and then we will talk about all of the claims and the ingredients and everything about these products. Be right back. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like we got a pretty done look out of Undone Beauty. I don't love this. I don't love that as this has worn even over the last like 15-20 minutes as I've been putting the rest of my makeup on, that the concealer just kind of starts to lose its presence. I have reapplied it under my nose, I've reapplied it under my eyes, I've reapplied it over here, on top of powder and everything, and even the most intense, like high coverage ones still kind of like backs off. But it does remind me a lot of Glossier, and Glossier you're never going to get like full all day wear coverage out of, and so just go into this brand with that level of expectation that yes, they do have some powder products mixed in and they do have a slightly different kind of aesthetic, but at the end of the day, these products right here perform like the Glossier Skin Tint and the Glossier Stretch Concealer. These are so comparable. Let's talk about this lip gloss here. Guys, I want to show you this. Can you see that? That is so weird. Okay, so it's this applicator that's got kind of little stimulators on it. They are kind of soft. They feel really good, actually, the little wigglers. I like the way that feels, because you can see it's kind of stimulating my lips a little bit, making them pink, because this does have a tint to it, but not enough to turn my mouth that pink. Unless this is one of those color changing ones, in which case I'm leaving. I quit. I don't like that I can still see this like melasma and everything. And the smell is kind of rosy. I think it's just because it's got rosy ingredients in it. I don't think it's necessarily like an added fragrance. It's a little oily, less than balmy, as far as the rest of these kind of being comparable to Glossier. This is not as good as the Glossier lip gloss, I'm gonna tell you right now. Okay, let me pull up some information here on my phone and we will talk about ingredients, prices, offerings from this company. Oh, I guess you can buy this stuff on Amazon, so that's cool. Okay, it says, we are a group of women in the business of beauty inspired by the business of real life. We undid everything we knew about product and created Undone, a problem-solving, super affordable approach to look amazing with less. So they've got brushes, lip products, eyes, and face. So there is a lip to cheek 3-in-1 cream palette, you guys. I have more of those than I know what to do with. They will probably last me until I'm 80. So I did not spring for that, even though it is 7 whole dollars. On foundation, the light coverage glow tint is $14. The ingredients on that are actually, it's probably easier to read them on here. We have some PEGs, and actually, you guys, I did a little bit of research, and as far as Sephora, Clean at Sephora is concerned, they don't even talk about PEGs. Like, PEGs are not something that they flag, and I know that they're kind of an on-the-fence thing for a lot of people. They're like an absorption enhancer. They help penetrate the other ingredients in products, which can be, you know, not always a great thing. But as far as the Clean at Sephora stamp, they don't care about PEGs, which I think is interesting. Like, there are PEGs in some Tatcha products, but basically they give things like a different kind of texture, and a PEG is also graded on a number scale, so the lower the number from 1 to 100, the higher penetrating it is. So if you see like a PEG 1, that's going to be far more penetrating than like a PEG 80 or something. So anyway, this has PEG PPG 10/1, no idea what that means. L'Oreal PEG 10, dimethicone, lecithin. It's just worth looking into, because I think that a lot of brands, not necessarily accusing them of this, but I think that they do understand that the word clean is not something that's clearly defined. And so there are a lot of lines out there that are just kind of taking advantage of the Googleability of that. And I do encourage you guys to kind of do your research. There are a ton of ingredients in this, but it does have coconut extract in it. That's probably their biggest selling point. It's got vitamin E in it. Light coverage glow tint reflects light to blur imperfection and enhance face shape, cheeks, and jawline. That's an odd thing to claim. Coconut extract for dewy, natural glow and finish, vegan and cruelty free. Love it or it's free. That's one of the things that they wanted me to mention on Octolay. If you don't love it, it's free. It comes in porcelain light, pink petal light, latte medium, caramel medium, toasted almond medium, and cacao dark. So cacao dark, that's pretty good, you guys, especially for a light coverage foundation, like very, very light. It's so blendable that, you know, I don't think that they need to do any of the like super strategic Fenty level like shade matching. I think that that's pretty darn good. They've got a good bit of kind of medium shades and stuff. I think that pretty much anybody could find something in this that matches their skin because it's so sheer. Free shipping on all US orders. Like I said, I think they sell on Amazon. The Warm Up 4-in-1 bronzer that we just used is $10. That's a whole lot of product for $10. And it says customizable, buildable, blendable, bronzing and highlight for face and body, natural coconut extract for a radiant glow, unscented, vegan and cruelty free, love it or it's free. Not very many ingredients, so that's good. But it has mica, titanium dioxide, dimethicone, aluminum, starch, silica, hydrogenated coconut oil, may contain titanium dioxide. So the Conceal to Reveal palette comes in several shades. Just as many shades actually, 6 different shades in the Conceal to Reveal palette, which is what I got. So I have the shade 1, the porcelain set. And it says unique 3-in-1 formula for customizable concealing from sheer to opaque coverage. 1 is opaque formula for total coverage concealer for blemishes and tattoos. I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm not really sure who would be covering a tattoo with this. It's too balmy. Medium formula full coverage for under eye circles and all over coverage, which I totally agree. I think that you could get away with using this on your whole face. You wouldn't necessarily have to use the lightweight foundation. This being the deepest, which is pretty freaking good. Good job. And ingredients wise, we have microcrystalline wax, coconut extract. Yeah, nothing fishy in here either. Lip Life Balm with lip smoothing tip. That is a mouthful. It is $5. And you guys, I'm just having trouble talking, mainly because my teeth just feel really strange. And it comes in 4 colors. You have like a red, a cherry, a clear, and an infinite pink. And as ingredients go, shea butter, that could be, some people could break you out. Vitamin E, jojoba, rose hip. It has flavor in it. Does it? That's weird. Doesn't taste like anything good. Why would you put flavor in it? And may contain a bunch of iron oxides and various things. I think that they say may contain, not because they don't know what's in their products, but actually like having done some research on ingredients for lots of different products, the ingredients differ shade to shade because of obviously the pigmentation that you have to use to make different shades of things. And so that's why they say may contain, so that they don't have to print individual packages for each shade. Just to let you guys know. Okay, so yeah, total we're talking about $39 for all 4 of these. So that is less than the cost of this powder from Kjaerweis. If those ingredients don't offend you, and if you are looking for maybe something similar to a Glossier, but that is far more affordable. Glossier is not crazy expensive, but they are like middle of the road. They're not drugstore price. This is drugstore price, and you get a good bit of product in here. This is 1.13 ounces. This is more product than you get from most foundations. Just the generosity here, the consideration of a woman's needs and not wanting to make something high-end price just for the sake of it. Like, this definitely performs really, really beautifully. I don't feel like I'm compromising on performance. This is just a formula that you have to know what you're getting into. This is not going to be high coverage. Just that's kind of the point. The word is undone. We're not here looking at like a lawless, like a full coverage or something. Those aren't my expectations. So I'm going to zoom in one more time here, guys, and I'm going to wear this for as long as I can today. I know I said I wasn't going to do a wear test, but I really like this face of makeup. It is only 10 a.m. right now, so I will probably just check in with you guys at the end of my day before I wash my face. I cannot get words out today. I think I need to eat. So very, very pretty, you guys. I would call this bargain Glossier all day long. The only thing is, I just don't think that this concealer is as buildable as they say that it's supposed to be, but the rest of it is gorgeous. I would really recommend this bronzer if you are in the market for something like that. You want something that's gonna really like summertime bronze up the face. You get a highlighter out of it, you get eyeshadows out of it. My abs hurt from standing like this, but I still have like a mustache and it's really annoying. Sometimes I miss my MAC powder, I'm gonna be honest. So I'm going in with the highest coverage one. And just layering that on top. Yeah, cool. I have no idea what that looks like on camera. I'm just trying to make it look somewhat normal after I just like blanked that out. That was super weird. Okay, that's a lot of jabbering, guys. I'm going to wear this for the rest of my day. I will see you in 8 hours, I guess, or as long as I make it, and we will talk about kind of how this wore. But you know, I don't have a lot of long wearing expectations here, just to let you guys know, because I'm pretty used to something like Glossier where it just kind of wears off over the day. So I will see you guys then. Hey guys, so it's been like 3 hours or something. Real talk, I just edited that and I realized like how incongruous it all looks, and my personal opinion is that this right here and this right here don't go together. I think they're both really beautiful, but this is not meant to be powdered. This is not going to give you full coverage that's going to support a powder. And I have them both on my face right now with the Oleo A Oso blush on and some of the Living Luminizer. And I think that it is a far better look. This is kind of my final thoughts here. I'm not giving this a full wear test because it broke down so quickly, and I know that this is going to just kind of wear like a balm for the rest of the day. Just understand that this is going to be for those of you who have been wanting to try Glossier and just can't shell out the coin for it. $14, $10. So this and this together are $24 before you take any discounts or anything like that. And the Glossier Skin Tint is $26 all on its own. You get 1 fluid ounce here, you get 1.13 fluid ounces here, you get 0.3 to 3 ounces on this. Stretch Concealer, you get 0.17 ounces, so you actually get almost twice as much here. And Stretch Concealer is $18. So we're talking half the price. And as much as I love my Glossier, and I will never stop using my Glossier, this is a pretty close dupe for it. It doesn't give you as much dewiness as the Skin Tint. It actually gives you a little bit less coverage than the Skin Tint. It's just a kind of a different vibe. Not anything that's going to be perceptible on camera though. Like if I swatched them both on the back of my hand, you'd go, neat. I tried. I would say that this is really similar to the Stretch Concealer. The Stretch Concealer does have a little bit more buildability to it. This does absorb into your skin. Like Glossier does that thing that I always talk about where you put it on once and it kind of sets and it goes away a little bit, and then you put another coat on and it's like there for the rest of the day. This just kind of continues disappearing into your skin. So between these two, you're never going to get a lot of coverage, and they don't really support a powder, whereas the Glossier will support a powder to some extent. That's why the louder exists. So those are kind of the drawbacks of this compared to Glossier, but I know that there are a lot of you out there, a lot of you, especially the younger of you, who are like, I've been wanting to try Glossier, khaki, but I just cannot shell out the coin. These are going to be a really great option for you. And this is a really beautiful warm bronzer. When I was editing it, I was like, oh wow, that's not blended very well, but I think it was mainly because I haven't been using a pink blush in a really long time, like a really good strong pink like that, and so I hadn't kind of gone through the necessary steps to get it like really blended, and pink sits in really stark contrast to something that's kind of this warm and orange on my skin, and so that was kind of what I was seeing. I was like, oh boy, that's a really kind of harsh contrast between those two, so you know, live and learn. And honestly, this is completely skippable. I think that the e.l.f. lip glosses are way, way, way better than this for the money, but I'm not mad that I have it. I think that the little stimulator tip is pretty cool. I hope I don't get demonetized for saying stimulator tip, but I think it's a cool, slightly gimmicky, but also kind of a cool little feature. So I'm super impressed with these. I think that my face looks really pretty, and I'm liking this application of it. I think that this is a very quick, easy, and it does what it says it's going to do, so I very, very much appreciate that. Those are my thoughts, guys. I hope that you appreciate this video today. I'm having a rough time. I have been talking to you guys on Instagram, just not really knowing which way is up right now, and I just appreciate you guys showing up and hanging out with me. Perfect or imperfect or however we're all feeling, you know, I'm gonna keep pushing myself to make content for you guys, but like, woo! I look depressed, don't I? Like my eyes are all red because I've been crying. Like I look depressed, and I am depressed, and I'm just having a hard time. So, guys, I hope that this is a bright part of your day and a bright part of your week, because filming for you guys is a bright part of my week, and I just wish I could do it more. So if you enjoyed this, guys, give it a thumbs up. If you want to keep hanging out with me on this channel, hit the button down below and subscribe. I would love it if you did. Thank you so much for watching today and for hanging out with me, guys. I love you so much. I really do. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!